Welcome to another edition of Sports Central. We got a very special issue today. We got 1v1 debates. I'm the mediator right here, and we got Nick Detter coming in later as the judge. We've also got Austin Zellers versus Evan Byers. All right, boys, our first topic today is going to be, should NCAA players get paid? So, here we go.
I'll give you the honors.
Okay, so to start out with, I do not think that they should be paid because really they are already being paid with college tuition. If you look at the statistics, the average cost of college per U.S. citizen that goes to college is $33,480 per year. That is just insane, okay? The fact that people are paying this and college athletes do not have to, assuming that they're on a full ride scholarship, is just absurd. And to say that they deserve more money than that just doesn't make any sense. They're already basically making $33,480 just by being good at a sport.
Guess that's a fair point, but when you talk about those $33,000, that is only for school. And I understand school is very important, and these student athletes are getting a great education, which will help them later in life, and I think that is great. But that doesn't account for if these guys want to go get some Chipotle with their friends on the weekend. Or if they want, I gave you your turn. Or if they want to go to a movie with their girlfriend, or do something nice for their parents for Christmas. Because student athletes are not allowed to have jobs. They cannot make any money outside of school because they have practice, they have travel, they have games, they have school, they have studying, they have to go. I mean, they have so many things. And for a lot of teams, you're not allowed. I know if you play basketball at Kansas, you are not allowed to have a job outside of playing basketball at Kansas. So how are they supposed to get money to do other activities that will benefit themselves and the people around them?
Now, I understand that, but back to the money. Let's take a look at the fact that the majority of American parents at least help their kids some way. Now, I looked it up. For mediocre food to eat for an entire month is about $251.70. Overall, that adds to $3,020 and 40 cents. Okay,
that's great.
That is not
these
much.
players.
Listen,
these players are coming from families that have a tough time supporting
all of them
their
are not.
families.
I don't think BYU players come from.
I'm not generalizing
I don't
everyone.
think
I'm just saying
for the most
You
part.
said these players. That's kind of generalizing all of them.
I think that
would
you're
say
wrong
in
on
some
this.
cases, that
I
could be
think,
true.
yes, I would agree. In some cases, they do come from poor families. And you know what?
Right.
If they're good enough, take out a loan and pay it back later.
How are
If
they
you're
supposed to
smart.
pay? You're going to pay out a loan to go to McDonald's? You're going to pay the loan back 5 years later? Because they can't work for the next 4 years? Because they
Yes,
are making
that's what they do all the
millions
time.
for their college. Millions for their
Listen,
college.
one guy is just making millions. One guy. No.
The
team
Alabama
makes
football
millions.
team
The
last year
team
generated
makes
$125 million for the University of Alabama. That is $5 million per player. Honestly, per player
The
that matters.
university has to make money. There's a reason they have a football team.
The NCAA is an organization, a billion-dollar company that makes money with barely paying employees. They're making money off of free labor because the scholarships are generated from donors from each college. The NCAA has billions of dollars that are going to top NCAA company owners. They're not paying barely anyone. They're paying few minimal
Why
employees
should they
around
be
the country.
expected to? The players are being paid in the form of scholarships.
But not from the NCAA, so you think the NCAA should just roll in these billions of dollars that they're getting and not have
It's
to
a
pay
business.
anyone? It is a business, but in a business you pay your employees, and I think that the NCAA making billions of dollars has the right to give each player $100. Let them go out, let them go to a movie, let them buy their mom a watch, let them do something.
So you're saying that the NCAA should just start handing out? Okay, so what do you think then? The difference? Do you think that?
I think what? Can you get it out?
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can.
sell
Do you
more?
think Frank Mason should make the same amount as some crappy freshman girls tennis player at Washburn?
Well, first of all, Frank Mason goes to Kansas, a Division I school.
Well,
This-
you're saying
this-
NCAA?
Oh my
aren't you?
God, you have different levels. Washburn isn't even in the same conference, nor the same division. Nothing
So
is
you think
the
it
same
should
about
be
Kansas
dependent
and
on
Washburn.
divisions? So then, let me hear this. So then the good athletes will only go to the good schools. Will that not?
That happens anyways. If I'm a good athlete playing basketball, I'm not going to Washburn if I have an offer from Kansas. That's
Well,
just a stupid
let's take
argument.
a Lonzo
I'll
Ball.
say it.
What?
Lonzo Ball.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
Lonzo
listen.
Hey.
Okay, let me talk,
Go.
huh?
Go.
Lonzo Ball is a stud. He could have gone to so many better places than UCLA. Could he not have? Could he not?
UCLA is a pretty elite school.
I would say, but he could have gone to better schools than UCLA.
Lonzo Ball chose to go to UCLA for many reasons. He had, yes, and UCLA has the most national championships.
So
of any
did that
college
happen
team in the
under
country.
John Wooden many years ago?
UCLA is a top 10 team in the
State
nation
went
right
to the
now.
Final Four in like the 60s. That's okay. History doesn't mean
Relevance here
everything.
is
History doesn't
questioning
mean
the
everything.
relevance.
What are you talking about? We're talking about college athletes being paid. You're telling about
all
Lonzo
you're
Ball
talking about
and
is
Wichita
history.
State going to the Final Four. I'm
gotcha,
talking
I
about
gotcha.
$1 billion company that has free labor from their employees.
I don't. Well, I think
Good
that
arguments. Hey, I see both sides. We're gonna bring in Nick Detter now to make the official.
it's not
judgment
free
here.
labor.
All right, Detter, what are your thoughts after seeing all that unfold?
Well, I'm going to start off. At the beginning, I honestly thought Byers was making an all right argument. I thought he made some. I thought that number of how much they make through scholarships is a really good point. That is a form of payment. And to be honest, I didn't really feel like your response of that doesn't cover everything. I don't know if that necessarily was the right argument to make against that, because they do get a food. There's changes going on in the NCAA that allows for a food allowance and stuff like that.
I didn't know we were talking about that. I thought we were just talking about in general.
That's fair. But going then Z when it really turned for me, and I'm just gonna say now I think Z won the argument.
Oh,
I'm gonna give the W to Z.
Unbelievable.
Stay out of it.
When
Let's hear what he
Z
has to
brought
You
up the
stay out
fact
of it.
of how much money the NCAA makes without having their employees are the athletes. Their revenue is coming from college athletes. And we can argue, the argument wasn't how much should a women's tennis player make compared to a basketball. The argument was, should they get paid at all?
Well, how do they determine the
But
payment?
that's not what we're arguing, though. Your argument can't be something, what's going to happen down the line. The argument is, should they or should they not? And when Z brought up $1 billion organization doesn't give any money to the people that is generating that revenue, I think that's a pretty indefensible argument. That is unpaid labor. The NCAA is, while they're where the scholarship is a form of payment the athletes are receiving, the NCAA is making money off the players without giving them anything back, which is unpaid labor, which is not allowed in the United States. And
But are they really working for them? It's their choice to play college basketball.
it's your choice to work at any job.
McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. They're not slaves, yes, but they're providing a service for the NCAA, and they are getting nothing back from the NCAA. And then one more point I want to make that Byers, you really were off on. UCLA is an elite basketball school. That they have been, if you look, yes, they won all those championships, and you said that was a long time ago, and 11 championships is not comparable to WSU going to the Final Four.
Well, all I'm saying is that history isn't as important as the current.
Yeah,
but that's the thing,
UCLA and
yes.
KU are going to have the same amount of money. if
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
They're on the
And
same
their
level.
facilities are about the same at UCLA as KU.
So he's not going to get paid any more at KU than
Yeah.
UCLA. It's just
That wasn't.
I never
yeah.
said anything about that either. That was just a random point you generated in your head.
I don't.
In my head, I'm pretty
and,
sure I
and
said
he
it out
also
loud,
made
didn't I?
the other point that Z made is that Alabama football players make $125 million for their university. That $33,000. In fact, it'd be less at Alabama than $33,000 because especially if they're an in-state player, that's only covering probably $15,000 to $16,000 a year. That's not proportional to how much they're actually making for the university. And all you really talked about is the fact that they all get this lump sum. That's not a. When I work a job, I get paid in the labor that I did for the company. What?
So then, how will we then treat Division II and Division?
But
III?
that's not the problem. Is your argument?
But that's part of it. That's part
No,
of the
but that's not the
decision.
argument. Is if we should do it or not? Your argument. If we want to have an argument on how we should do it, that would be one thing. But the argument right now is we should. And you said we shouldn't pay. If your argument for the reason we shouldn't pay athletes is because it would be too complicated to input.
No. It's because they're already being paid by the means of scholarships. And you know what? Every other parent in America starts a bank account.
But the
on
thing
college.
is,
Well, then they're bad
upper
parents. They are unresponsible parents. That is a.
But if they're not
that's a
making a lot of
responsibility of having a baby.
And then the other. I'm
It
gonna say
is.
one thing to that.
As
The
a parent,
difference,
it is
though,
your responsibility to help pay.
Frank
for it.
Mason-
You know how hard There are so many
Yeah.
families out there
Yeah.
with hard-working parents that make minimum
Or they're
wage
single
to try to
moms,
get
yeah.
food on the table for their kids.
that's-
Let alone start a college fund. They're trying to let
Well, they
them
shouldn't have
live.
had that many kids.
Oh, this is a different.
Okay.
They shouldn't have-
Okay.
they shouldn't have.
Right here.
It was
One
their
more point,
fault.
Byers,
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
make
All
to
right.
you is that
You're unbelievable.
the average student
You're
at
just a bad
KU is
person.
not making money for the university. The average student goes into
Find some
KU,
morals.
receives the service of education, and does not bring back into the university. Frank Mason, Josh Jackson, Carlton Bragg, those guys are making money for the university, so they deserve a level of compensation above what they are getting. That's why it's not comparable. They're not making money for the university compared to someone who is.
Sorry, I
making
didn't
money.
hear. What's not comparable?
To a normal student, you're saying a normal
Oh,
student is.
Open your
Why don't
ears.
they get paid? It's because they're not making the same amount of money. And like really good academic students that do make money, like there are guys like if you work in a lab, you get paid to work in the lab.
Yeah.
Like so, why should a guy not get paid to play football, but a guy does get paid to work in the lab at KU?
So in recap, Detter, I hear you say that Austin obviously won this
Yes.
argument. Thank you for watching another Sports Central.